You guys, I'm so hungry. I'm not eating today and I'm filming. Okay. Hi guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. I want to talk about a couple of things that I have learned in my life so far and what comes with, growing up, aging, maturity. I sound like I've lived so many lives, but it's not like that. You know when something just clicks in your brain that hey, I'm growing up, you start to see things a lot differently than you would typically do. And I've noticed that a lot. So I'm like, you know what? I want to list a couple of things that I've learned so far and how I'm actually implementing them in my life. I was supposed to post this video on my birthday. This was supposed to be the actual birthday video, but I didn't film it on time. I still think that the video is going to be useful, so I'm posting it regardless. Okay, before we get into it, please give this video a thumbs up. Please also subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you'll be notified every single time that I publish a new video. Okay, so the first thing that I have learned is the fact that you have to learn how to expand your opinions, okay? You cannot stay and die on one particular hill because life is not black and white. There are so many gray areas. Some things are definitely black and white, don't get me wrong, but it's also worth mentioning that you have to learn how to expand your opinions. You have to learn how to see things from other people's perspectives because your perspective is not the only one that exists in the world. This might also translate into you leaving some particular opinions behind. You have to confront the reason why you stick with certain opinions. And it's not easy to do things like that because some opinions or some thought processes, you've held on to them for so long in your life that when you are now confronted with reality or confronted with an opinion that actually differs from yours, that also makes sense, that kind of debunks your own, it's difficult to accept. So just be very open to expanding your opinions. I made a video like this. I'm going to link it here. That's my own personal story, my own personal journey. And also learn to not be existing in an echo chamber, okay? That's one thing that I'm very happy with myself for, on a platform like Twitter, for instance, where people are basically just there to give their opinions on several topics. My account is on an echo chamber. I have people who are very hardcore serious feminists and I have people who are on the other side of the spectrum as my neutrals. And while I see that some of their opinions are conflicting sometimes on the TL, sometimes I'm like, okay, I agree with this, other times I'm like, okay, I agree with this, or vice versa. So learn how to expand your opinions, okay? It's not a crime. The next thing that I have learned is to stop being feisty and just chill before reacting to certain situations. This one is very particular to me because I used to be a very feisty person. My siblings can attest to that. I used to be very, very, even some of my friends, I used to be very, very feisty. But as I got older, I just kind of dropped it. It went away with age. As a kid, I was a talkative, and it's so crazy because right now in real life, I don't like talking that much. I'm such an introvert. So life is very interesting. But I've learned to stop being so feisty, especially when people piss me off. Be it on social media. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I'm still feisty, but truth be told, I've actually calmed down. I've grown a lot. And I know that. And that's why I'm coming to tell you that there is no need to be as feisty as you think you should be. Trust me, when you look back, it's just going to make you cringe. It's going to make you cringe so much. Like I cringe so much when I see my old tweets and I'm just like, oh my god, why was I doing that? Even some of my YouTube videos, I used to be like so feisty. You know what? It's a part of the process, okay? It's what it is. But I'm just telling you now, in case you're like me or in case you're the feisty type, be calming down. Don't let your blood be too hot, okay? The next thing that I have learned is to embrace getting older. A lot of people, I find it really stupid. I'm being as honest as, oh my god, I just said I was trying not to be feisty. I find it really questionable when people try to age shame people, oh my god, you're getting so old. As opposed to what? Dying young. Like I feel like a lot of people need to actually come to terms with the fact that the opposite of getting older is dying young. Nobody wants to bury a 20-something-year-old. Okay, it's not cool. So while you're out there pointing fingers at people who are older than you, remember that you actually want to get to where they are. Unless you don't, and that's between you and God. But I'm just saying that getting older is actually a blessing, and it's something that a lot of people should embrace. It definitely is scary, because sometimes you're like, okay, I've gotten to this age and I don't know if I'm going to be able to achieve my dreams and whatnot. It's scary, but the gift of life is something that is very precious. It's a blessing, especially when you have good health along with it. So embrace getting older, okay? It's not a curse, it's a blessing. The next thing that I have learned how to do, well, this one, let me not say learned like it's something I just recently picked up. I've always been like this. I like nice things a lot. I like to buy clothes. I like to get my nails done. If you notice in most of my videos, my nails are always done because I feel really pretty when my nails are done. I love them. I like when my hair is done. I like getting new clothes. I love getting new clothes, new shoes, all those things. Now, this is not me trying to preach a gospel of being materialistic. And if you're materialistic, it's fine, no, there's nothing wrong with that. But you have to be materialistic according to what you can afford. You don't want to start getting stuff and then be in debt. That's not funny. While you want to upgrade yourself and, get nice things for yourself to make yourself feel happy or just basically enjoy the fruits of your labor, you also need to be careful about watching your pockets, okay? Buy what you can afford, buy things that are stylish. I'll be very honest with you. There's an outfit that I wore. I don't know how I feel about saying this, but I'll say it regardless. I'll put the picture on the screen. This outfit, everything I'm wearing here, cost me like $20. I kid you not. The skirt was like, I think the skirt was 6, the top was 3. What else was I wearing in that video? The bag was like maybe 7-ish. In total, everything was like $20, apart from the shoes. Anyway, I got them a while ago. So I'm just trying to tell you that you trying to invest in yourself and looking good does not mean that you have to spend so much money. You can still look good on a budget, okay? In the meantime, at least. And it's all about packaging. Okay, there are sometimes you see people wearing some things and you won't even know that those things are cheap if they don't tell you. And of course, it doesn't mean that you can't invest occasionally in high quality things. Invest in yourself, basically, that's what I'm going to say. Investing in your looks. Looks matter a whole lot to me personally. Personally, I don't play with looks. I don't play with how I look, especially when I'm outside. I don't joke with it at all. Investing in yourself is not just in material things that make you look good and make you feel pretty. All those things are good, but you also need to get things that you actually need. For instance, maybe if you need a car, you might want to start saving up for a car. If you're trying to lose weight, you can't afford to go to the gym, you have to save up to buy dumbbells you can use at home, or just workout materials that you can use to lose weight. Or maybe you want to lose weight and you can't afford the gym, you have to save money to buy gym clothes. So those are different types of investments. The investments you're doing in yourself should be determined by the things that you need. Okay, and if you've gotten everything you need, then you can now focus on your wants, or you can do both, whichever works for you. But I'm just like leaving a blueprint. Another thing that I have learned how to do is to nurture friendships and relationships. Now, I never used to be the type to keep Snapchat streaks. It's just not for me. I only do that with people that I know personally and intimately. When I say intimately, I just mean like close friends and whatnot. Keeping snap streaks with your friend groups, it's like a way to kind of communicate but not really communicate. Of course, you play each other's snaps and then sometimes you text and whatnot, but it's just a way to keep in touch. Not a lot of people have the time to be texting you and say, oh, hey, how's it going? Because life is happening very quickly for everybody. So just in any way that is okay for you, learn how to nurture your relationships and your friendships. Okay, communication fuels relationships. Okay, you have to talk to maintain a relationship with somebody. All right, I'm looking down because my book is here. So my next point is to learn how to give grace to people. Okay, the way maybe you and your boyfriend will fight and then you guys will come back together, and maybe you break up or you come back together, stuff like that. Give that same grace to your friends. Give that same grace to people. People learn, people grow, people do stupid things when they're young, and then when they get older, they kind of learn. This has several caveats. I'm not saying that this particularly covers every single aspect of life. In general, a lot of people make mistakes and life just happens. I see me There's so many things I should actually apply that to. I'm not saying that you should forgive everybody who has wronged you. That's between you, God, and the person, okay? But in general, just learn to give people more grace because we're all human beings. And there's a difference between giving people grace and constantly tolerating disrespect. The two are not the same thing. So let's be guided. You have to use your intuition, use your sense of what do you call that thing now? Your sense of discernment. Okay. The next one is to learn from mistakes. Learn from mistakes, your own mistakes, and learn from other people's mistakes. I would even go as far as saying that learning from other people's mistakes will help you to make less mistakes. Okay. Very, very, very important. If you have friends and you're seeing things going on in their lives, I'm not saying that you should be praying for people to make mistakes, but life happens to people at different times. So you have to just learn how to learn from people's experiences. So that way your own life will not be too messy. It's very simple. You can also learn from your parents' mistakes, your siblings' mistakes, your cousins' mistakes, your classmates' mistakes. So learn from other people, learn from yourself also as well, so that you try not to replicate things that will cause a lot of problems for you. So the next thing I'm going to say is that I've learned how to do basically is to take pictures and make videos and just basically make memories. Okay, that one is kind of a no-brainer for me because I have a YouTube channel. I document a lot of things here, but I also use my Snapchat a lot because Snapchat shows you memories from years before. It just basically shows you then and now. Okay, 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, 1 year ago. Especially when you are planning your life in a certain way, maybe you have goals to achieve. You just capture random random moments in your life. For instance, I have Snapchat videos from my final year in school when I was doing my assignments and whatnot. And Snapchat just shows you those things. So if you're not using that app, start using it. This is not an ad for them. I'm just saying that I think it's more valuable than most people think. You don't necessarily have to have so many friends on there. It's a very private kind of app. My point is that make memories. Okay, if you don't want to fill your phone with pictures, Snapchat is something you can use. The next thing that I have tried, or I think I actually do this a lot, regardless of me getting older or not. This is just my personality. I am a very optimistic person, right? I rather see the glass half full than half empty. That's the kind of person I am. I'm just very optimistic, and I feel like that has really helped me. A lot of people say, "Oh, just be delulu, be very delusional." And I just think that being an optimistic person in general kind of helps you. I tend to see good in situations, I tend to see good in people, I tend to see the possibilities within something that is very impossible. For instance, during my NYSC, I had a specific amount that I wanted to be making every month. And a lot of people would tell me, oh, it's not possible, they don't pay coppers that much. My case was different. My optimism and hard work and praying, of course, has really gotten me very, very far. So I don't joke with being optimistic. I don't like negative people. I don't like, if you're a negative Nancy, just stay the fuck away from me. Okay. I believe so deeply in the fact that things are going to work out for me. And I know it doesn't sound realistic. It's not meant to sound realistic, okay? Sorry. It's the truth. It's not meant to sound realistic. It also depends on the situation. For instance, if you're in a country like Nigeria, there's a lot to say about being optimistic in that kind of country, but that's another whole story for another day. But I'm just saying that in general, my approach to life is a very optimistic one. And by the grace of God, I'm also somebody who tries to work hard. I try to be very disciplined. I try to do things I have to do even when I don't feel like doing them. And that has actually really helped me a lot. So I'm just saying that maybe if you tend to be more on the pessimistic side, you might want to start converting your attitudes to more positive attitudes so that they can actually favor you. Okay, I know that life is different for different people. Things happen. I understand that life is not black or white, but in general, I'm just saying. The next thing that I'm still learning how to do this is to celebrate my wins. I think I've actually had a lot of wins this year. Kind of person I am, yeah. I just go through it. I'm just like, okay, this one is done, on to the next one, this one is done, on to the next one, because I look at the means to an end, and I know that the means is not my final destination. I'm still learning how to appreciate the wins that I have gotten in the meantime. Like sometimes when I speak to people for the first time and I tell them my story, tell them, okay, this is what I do, this is where I'm coming from, these are my plans. They're like, oh, you're doing so well. In my head, I don't even see it. You kind of learn to appreciate things like that when you speak with other people and they're telling you, okay, they're telling you things from their own perspective of looking at your life, if that makes sense. So I'm just trying to say that you should celebrate your wins no matter how small they are. See, your win could even just be getting through the week, because some people, especially lazy people, some people are just very lazy and they have no drive at all. So them getting through the week is a very huge win for them, and that's fine. So learn to celebrate your wins. I'm not saying that you should bask in the glory of being mediocre, but for things that are milestones for you, learn how to celebrate them. Okay, so my next point is to go out and meet people. This one is a very big deal for me because I recently just moved temporarily to a new city. So I'm kind of making acquaintances or meeting people, making new friends, making acquaintances and whatnot, just trying to get to know the environment. Just be very open to meeting people because you don't know the kind of relationships that are going to come from those types of meetings. You don't know how you can help them out. You don't know how they can help you out. I'm not too much of the talk social person unless you're my person, like you're my guy and we can talk about different things. But when I'm outside, I typically like to just keep quiet. But I'm trying to come out of that shell because it's not the best, especially if you're looking for opportunities. You have to learn how to talk to people and meet new people. All right, so my last and my final point is I actually wrote this in pigeon. Okay, problems do not end. As long as you're a human being and you're alive, you're always going to have some type of challenge or some kinds of challenges, one challenge or the other. It just keeps coming, it doesn't stop. And I know it's very sad, it's unfortunate, it is what it is. Okay, we can't complain too much about it. It's just one of the realities of life. So problems do not, doesn't sound right in English. Okay, Nigerian pidgin, we say problem no dey finish. It just means problems don't stop. You keep having challenges. Okay, enjoy your life as much as you can, fix your problems when you can, and then the ones that you cannot handle, don't kill yourself over it. That's basically it. So thank you guys for coming to my little TED talk. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Turn on my notification bell so you'll be notified every single time I post a new video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.